Good morning, everyone. Guess what I'm doing today? I got 25 pounds of organic carrots at the grocery store. And you can ask, why would I buy 25 pounds of carrots? Guys, I'm going to can these things. I haven't canned in 4 years since my back injury. Most of you know that. And we feel with all the stuff in the news about farmers dumping produce, potatoes, milk. We're not worried about milk. We have milk goats. But we are worried about basics like carrots, potatoes, things that we are growing carrots here. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not growing the volume that I feel we're going to need going down the road. So this 25 pounds will go into a canning process into the pantry for down the road, so when we don't have fresh carrots in the garden, we have a go-to in jars. So that is definitely one of the steps I'm taking today. And I am not peeling my carrots, and here's why. All your nutrition is in those skins. When I bring carrots in from the garden, I wash them, chop them, and cook them. I do not peel my carrots. Now, I will take these ends off, so I will cut all those off, and unfortunately, I can't film and do this at the same time, so I'm going to bring you along step by step with my process. And I'm going to shock you all with what I'm using to can. I got my hot water ready to go in my jars, so I'm going to turn that way, way down. I got jars ready. Here's my jars. I got my bowl for chopping my carrots in. I got my rings, or my seals, and my rings for those 5 jars. Why only 5 pint jars? Because we're using the Instant Pot, guys. And as you can see, I got the Instant Pot hot already on my saute mode. So my jars will be what's called a hot pack. My carrots will go in the jars, hot water with a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Some people put a lot more salt in. We have high blood pressure issues that we try and control with diet, as well as medication, and that takes that high salt content out for us, and we really don't want it. We want the flavor of the carrots. We don't want salty carrots. So, that is my go-to. And some people are going to say, no, you cannot can in an Instant Pot. Don't take my word for this, guys. Go to Instant Pot's website. They say, yes, you can in an Instant Pot. And I measured before I put the hot water in. I can get 5 pints in my Instant Pot, or 4 quarts, guys. So this is great for small batch canning. And to be honest, with my back, my other canner that I'd have to put on a propane stove, which would not fit on my little stove in the house, I'd have to do it outside. I cannot lift that when it's full of canning jars and product. So I've decided to try this. Now, if my jars don't come out with boiling in the contents boiling as they come out of the pot, then I won't feel safe with this. If they come out exactly like they come out with a traditional canner, I will be very happy. So that's the game plan for today. I'm going to bring you along for the process. So if you have an Instant Pot, this will be one of the few videos out there how to can using your Instant Pot. Alright, we'll be back. I gotta chop some carrots. Okay guys, I'm on the next step. I washed some carrots and I put them in here. And then I cut all the ends off, which are back there. And now I'm dicing them into pretty uniform sized pieces. Yes, they got little pieces, big pieces. It's going to be what it's going to be with these type of carrots. So, as you can see, I'm filling my jars. I'm going to keep the headspace about 1 inch is what's recommended. So I'm going to fill these 5 jars, and then we're going to go to the next step. But basically right now, all I'm doing is chopping carrots. Okay guys, I put a 1/2 teaspoon of the Himalayan pink salt in, And you do not want to use regular iodized salt, which is why I chose to go with this. I cannot find my canning salt, and since this is does not have iodine in, it's safe to use. Iodine in your salt will discolor your finished product. And that salt there, the Himalayan salt, is full of minerals that normal salt is just missing. So I felt that was a better choice. And I can't find my canning salt. Now my next step is, I got my vinegar ready, and I'm using distilled white vinegar. This is to wash the rims of my jars. And I'm getting ready to bring my pot of hot water over so I can put water in. Again, we're only going to fill it up to this bottom line on the jar. And we're going to get that done right now. Okay guys, I got my water in my jars. I'm using a, chopstick. Because we do get them when we get different types of food. And we're just debubbling. Because the debubbling will help settle your product in your jars, get the bubbles out that can affect your seal down the road. And it also changes the water level, so you may have to add some more water, but you can see things kind of shift all around a little bit. This is a very important step when you're canning just about anything, guys, is to debubble your product. Alright, next we have to check our water lines. This one looks good. This one looks good. This one looks good. That's good. That's good. So that was perfect. I actually added just a smidge more than I needed water, knowing I had to debubble. So now I'm going to take that carrot out. It's sitting too high. Didn't like that. I'm going to wipe my rims. So get some vinegar on my napkin, give it a little squeeze, and go around, wipe all your rims on your jars. This is important because we did add salt to the jars. If any salt's on this rim, any kind of debris, and I can see I'm wiping salt off, so that's an important step. The next step is your lids. Now the new ball lids say you do not have to heat them. So because I'm doing a vegetable, not a meat, I'm going to put that theory to test. Now, if these 5 jars don't seal, it's not a big deal to me, and here's why. I will plan on making beef stew and using these up, and put them in rotation now versus later. Then the next step is getting your rings on your jar, and you just want them hand tight so that as this steam builds, it can release the built up air, the air that will build up in here, so you're literally vacuum sealing with your pressure canner. I'm going to come back with 2 hands and just snug these up just a bit. And these are used lids, so I plan on taking my lids off once my product is cooled and storing them with just the seal. So we got 5 ready to go, guys. I got to tighten these up just a smidge more, then we're going to put them in the canner. Okay guys, as you can see, I've got 5 pint jars of carrots in here, but you see the headspace I still have left? That's why I can do quarts in here, because the pot is high enough. This is I think an 8-quart, it's an 8-quart cooking container. So I can cook 8 quarts of food in the container. That means 4 quarts in jars. Okay, so it's about 50-50 knockoff there. Now the water in here is hot. The water in the jars are hot. Now we put our lid on, and we're going to put it on pressure level. Let's see how we're going to do this. We need 40 minutes, 31, 35, 40. There we go. And we want high pressure. So you see it's on high pressure, 40 minutes. It's actually 41. I can do there. 40 minutes. This will automatically start on its own. Now, one of the things I have not done is I have not closed my pressure valve. Yes, it's all dusty. I'm not worried about the dust. The dust won't hurt it. Now you can see it's on. We're going to let that pressure start venting out the top before we seal it. It will not start counting down until it goes under pressure. So you want to vent some of the steam immediately when you start. You can go as far as, if you have enough water in there, and you always want to add extra water to any kind of canning process in the canning pot. You want to be able to vent that steam so that as soon as you lock that down, it starts going under pressure. That's the goal here. Now, while this is processing, I'm going to continue washing carrots and getting carrots ready. If this works, guys, I plan on I bought 90 pounds of potatoes to can. I bought 10 pounds of onions to can. If you've never canned onions, oh my God, they're just amazing. Amazing. So give that some thought and consideration. We're gonna work here in the kitchen till we start seeing some steam. A nice steady steam is the goal right now. And we'll see what we come up with. We'll be back. You see that, guys? That's what we're looking for. See that steady steam? It only takes a few minutes. Now what I'm going to do is flip my tab. Now it'll start counting down. It only takes a minute or so. And that's how you use your Instant Pot for canning. You'll see this start counting down real soon. You can actually hear the water boiling in the pot, which is interesting. My hands are a mess from all this chopping. I got all those ready to go. They're in water. Just waiting on this. It's been less than a minute. As you can see, I'll take that off. It's on high pressure. And I'm turning the keep warm switch off so that it doesn't keep heating it after it's done processing. Alright guys, it took less than 2 minutes for that to go into the timer setting. Now we can walk away, do another project for 40 minutes, come back, and it'll be ready. Be back in a sec. Okay guys, there's my end result. You see the jars are bubbling yet? You see that? Perfectly canned. They're already sealed. And I let it depressurize naturally because I went out and started trimming some goat hooves. And we got 5 pints of carrots put up. And I have this going again, so I have my next batch in. I have another batch of 5 to go in when those are done. And then we'll see how far I get today. But that's 5. If I get all 5 of all these done, I'll have 15 pints put back today. That's huge, guys. And it didn't hurt my back. Yay! Alright, guys. Hope you liked the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I hope this helps you in your journey to become more self-sufficient and to be prepared for the next SHTF situation. And this is not hard to do, guys. It works great in the Instant Pot. That's what I used. Perfect. No stress, no worry. I don't have to lift the pot from point A to point B. It's all good, guys. All right. Take care. God bless. See you on the next video.